Hi, beautiful people. How are ya? I'm Dr. Pammy Jean. I hope you're having a great day. Hello, baby. I know you think you're talking to me, don't you? I know you think I'm talking to you. Yes, yes. Why don't you come up here? Oh, come up here. This is Shadow. She likes to sleep under my desk, don't you, baby? I know, I know. Oh, she's so pretty. She's my beautiful baby. Said my grandbaby because my great grandbaby. Yeah, all right, yeah. Why don't you get under the desk now? All right. Oh my goodness. I got wet. Wouldn't it be wonderful if there were a real, legitimate blood test to diagnose fibromyalgia? I think so. It would make all the difference in the world to those who have been shoved aside and pushed around from doctor to doctor. It would be like magic, wouldn't it? And for those of you like me who have experienced a year or more of waiting for a doctor to finally tell you what's wrong with you, then that would make all the difference in the world, too. Think about it this way. Why doesn't our body work the way it used to? Why every muscle hurts? Why you're stiff? Why getting out of a chair is painful? And you're only 20 years old. You look like you're walking like you're 80. Why you're so tired that you need to sleep 10 hours a day and then you need a nap? And why exercising makes you feel worse? Why you wake up exhausted? Why you can't think clearly and you can't find the words you want to say? Why you're lightheaded and dizzy? Why you're sensitive to lights and sounds? Why you have sensitivities to medicines, foods, and chemicals? Why you're moody? Why you're anxious or depressed? And why your limbs go numb? And so much more. You could find an answer to that if you could get a blood test and determine what all of those things have in common. Would you get one? Of course you would. With that in mind, researchers have been trying to figure out what is unique about fibromyalgia so that a blood test can be given. Today, we're going to talk about a potential new blood test. Here we go. As the first type of test of its kind, Ohio State University, Universidad Rovira Virgili in Spain, and the University of Texas joined forces and discovered that amino acids and peptides were responsible for discriminating patterns in fibromyalgia compared to other rheumatic diseases. As usual, we can't get too excited until the test is replicated several times. But basically, the goal of the test is to classify people into two positive groups, fibro and other rheumatic diseases like RA, SLE, OA, and chronic low back pain. I mean, if you have a good doctor who tests for rheumatic diseases, I mean, it seems that you could definitively find out if you had one of those diseases, but there isn't. a blood test that says, hey, you have RA, hey, you have SLE, hey, you have OA, or low back pain. However, there are blood tests that help doctors to determine a disease. In fibromyalgia blood tests, rule out other diseases. So this would be pretty amazing. So it seems promising that this test could be a definitive method of analyzing blood samples and declaring you have fibro or one of those other disorders. Wow. Researchers compared the blood samples of fibro patients, there were 83, to non-fibro patients, there were 54, and 9 healthy people. The non-fibro patients had RA, lupus, SLE, osteoarthritis, and chronic low back pain. The blood test had a 100% accuracy. I mean, that's amazing. This test can potentially be used as spectral biomarkers to differentiate fibromyalgia and other rheumatic diseases, as those mentioned. Researchers used surface-enhanced Raman Spectroscopy, SERS, combined with chemometrics. SERS, or I'll just say SIRS, is a non-invasive method currently used in clinical diagnosis due to its sensitivity in the study of biological samples, meaning blood, serum, and plasma. Basically, the blood samples underwent a process called filtration, which allows the focus to be put on a very specific part of the blood that contains small molecules known as the low molecular weight fraction. So complicated, isn't it? These molecules can include a variety of substances, for example, amino acids, which act as the building blocks of proteins, which is so important. Proteins are formed by long chains of these amino acids. Peptides are small versions of proteins. They may provide pro-aging support, anti-inflammatory, or muscle-building properties. This method provides biomarker information present at very low concentrations in a physiological environment. That's important. Our biomarkers, people with fibromyalgia, are evidently too low for current tests to determine. The mechanisms involved in this new potential test were metal nanoparticles. According to Hackshaw and colleagues, surface-enhanced Raman spectroscopy with gold particles coupled with chemometrics discriminated fibromyalgia from other rheumatic disorders with 100% diagnostic accuracy, sensitivity, and specificity, indicating the method can be used as a real-time point of care device for screening of fibromyalgia. And that was a quote. What's important for us to know is that it appears to work. Unique spectral fingerprints for fibro, RA, SLE, OA, and chronic low back pain and healthy patients were detected. Unique fingerprints. That's so cool. How it works. The low molecular weight fraction blood sample preparation for SIRS analysis is shown here. Low molecular weight fraction serums were obtained via semi-permeable membrane filtration and SIRS spectra and were gathered for 20 seconds at 8.7 MW of laser power. The researchers then used orthogonal signal correction, partial least squares discriminant analysis. Wow. To develop a predictive algorithm to identify samples with fibromyalgia among those with other rheumatic disorders. Wow. In both a calibration model and an external validation model. The OPLS-DA algorithm exhibited no misclassification. So it didn't say this person had RA when they actually had fibromyalgia, or vice versa. That's pretty cool. The results revealed aromatic amino acids and peptide backbones as, quote, the biomolecules that most effectively discriminated fibromyalgia from other rheumatic diseases, unquote. Well, the researchers were able to classify patients' unique spectral fingerprints for fibro, RA, SLE, OA, and chronic low back pain, and healthy patients. That is absolutely amazing. So come on, researchers, get with it. Let's replicate this study. I hope you learned something. I send you gentle hugs and support. Love you. Ugh, I gotta polish my nails. Yeah, all those fake nails are off now. Yay.